Hello. I felt like I kind of actually had to make this video. I've made, I don't know how many thousands, but literally thousands of videos on Nikon cameras and lenses. Other than selling a few really expensive lenses, like 4, which I mostly had copies of, I still love Nikon a lot. I've given a lot of criticism, but I haven't left Nikon, and when Nikon actually comes out with something that is either fascinating or, not revolutionary, it doesn't have to be revolutionary, like completely change the map of things, but something that really, makes you raise your eyebrows, I'll be the first person to give it praise. I will literally be the first person to say, wow, this is amazing. Nikon Z6 and Z7 absolutely don't do it. Not with their 1 card slot. I've had my hands on the Nikon Z50 more than a few times. Actually, it's a well-built little camera, and it's appropriately priced, actually. It's basically like a cheap version of the Nikon D500. It's only got 1 card slot, but so what? It was designed to compete with the XT30 Fujifilm. They're both right there within the same price bracket. It should, however, have come out with a free FTZ adapter. It absolutely should have. I know they'll probably do that sometime in the near future. I know they're doing a discount on it right now. Well, the new Nikon D780 has dual card slots, dual SD card slots. There's nothing magical about it. Nikon's hyperbolic mention of it being a hybrid camera. I said it 5 times in their press release, hybrid autofocus. Kept talking about it being, and there's nothing hybrid about it. It's just the Nikon Z6 sensor and image processing engine. It has on-sensor phase detect autofocus, which is nice. But most photographers, keyword there being most, don't do photography with their face off of the screen. I mean, videographers do that, and there's tripod photography for macro and product photography. That's very useful. But for most photography, everybody keeps their eye, to the viewfinder, to the eyepiece. And that's not a desirable, there's nothing special about that camera. And, I would have really raised my eyebrows on the Nikon D780 if it were somewhere right around the range of $1,200 to $400. But they want $2,300 for that bleeping piece of bleep. Insert dirty word where I said bleep. I like Nikon a lot, but, I'm not going to praise their mistakes. My most favorite author, and I translate the original ancient Greek, is Plotinus. I'll praise all his wonderful statements of hardcore philosophy and metaphysics that are accurate, but I'm not going to praise his mistakes. There's actually an ancient quote like that where someone's always praising somebody and so what about this? Well, I'll praise their accuracy, but I'm not going to praise their mistakes simply for the fact of who they are. I can't say Nikon has lost their way. They're still a huge entity, but so is Sears. But Sears right now is gutted. And they say what, fish rots from the head first? And Nikon seems to be a giant fish that's rotting from the head first. And they seem to be, their photographic division seems to be rotting from the inside out. And that's not good. I don't wish that for Nikon at all, but Nikon's got more than a few fascinating patents that they could implement. But in the wake of a shrinking camera market and diminishing sales overall, and Olympus, for example, is basically bankrupt. They're going to be out of business, here sometime around the time of July. I don't know why Pentax isn't dead yet. Canon isn't doing anything, so Canon's no competition for Nikon either. And yes, I know about Canon's new camera. They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, Nikon does not need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to DSLRs. The D850 is as incredible today as it was when it was released. From Nikon's perspective, however, they've got a lot of corporate hubris going on. And they've always been an insanely arrogant company. I mean, insanely arrogant. That's just not my opinion. Everybody I used to work with back in the day, several camera stores, meeting lots of like Nikon is arrogant. Everybody knows it. Nikon is, you know, it's like that South Park episode where everybody in San Francisco is sniffing their own exhaust fumes. That seems to be Nikon's corporate hierarchy. I think they're starting to wake up when they see, that they're not really impressing anybody at all, either on the price front or on the what they're producing. Hopefully they'll wake up before it's, the bus has completely left them in the dirt. Innovate or die. That's basically what's happened to Sears. There's a Sears like a mile from me, and I was in there yesterday. 70% of the store is empty. Everything is like 75 or 80% off. Literally, everything. And it's just, you could just smell death in the air. And you could see just Sears, it's like innovate or die. Innovate or die. Nikon's not innovating anything. They do have some patents that would make them the key innovator. They're true hybrid patent technology. And I know how it works from their own patent drawing. Let's see what Nikon does with the D6. I'm afraid the D6 is not going to wow anybody. And that'll be, it'll be 3, 4. It'll be flop number Z6 flop, Z7 flop, Z50 mostly flop, Nikon D780 flop. So that'll be the 5th flop. If Nikon flops hardcore on the D6, that's really bad news for Nikon. I mean, that's bad news from Nikon. However, if it's a true hybrid camera, which I hear that it's not going to be, but if it is, and they ask $7,000 for it, everybody's going to buy it. Everybody. A lot of people told me, by the way, that it was full of crap when I said the $10,000 Fujifilm GFX 100. I said Fujifilm. You go back to my videos because I proved it. I said it. It's still in my video. I said Fujifilm is going to sell the hell out of this camera, and there are all these talking idiots on. It's a $10,000 camera. That's so specialized. Nobody's going to. Well, apparently I know more than the folks at Fujifilm over in Japan, because I've heard from Fujifilm corporate people that work up in the hierarchy of Fujifilm. And I was like, why is there? Because I still don't have my GFX 100. I got the money for it. I'm waiting on it. I was like, what the hell was up with the GFX 100? It's like, well, Fujifilm had no idea they were going to sell so many of this camera. Literally, that is what the folks at Fujifilm said. Exact words. So obviously I was better at predicting camera sales than, 10,000 corporate people at Fujifilm. So if Nikon comes out with a true revolutionary hybrid Nikon D6, which I don't think they will, but I mean, they could surprise me. They'll sell the crap out of it. And they could basically charge whatever the hell they want, and they will sell it like hotcakes. But if they don't, then I'm just going to be the same thing as everybody else that loves Nikon, but is just so sick of their crap they've been doing. Like, oh my God, Nikon, ah. So, I have to spend my own money on this stuff. I don't have affiliate links. I don't sell anything for anybody. I pay for this stuff myself. I'm on like the cheapest vacation money could possibly. I'm working on a $50 a day budget here on vacation. I'm not doing anything fun down here. I'm just basically relaxing because I'm on a $50 a day budget. Hey, you're on vacation. Yeah, and it's a really expensive one too. So, Nikon.